Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Li Wei-Tai. Thank you for joining us. In our top stories, in Pulau Gaya, an island just off Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, City volunteers organized a free clinic for needy residents and also make house calls to those who have limited mobility. In the remote mountain region of Leon, Mexico, city volunteers arrive with hot meals to share with impoverished locals. And later, Beiguan opera is a type of folk opera that originated in China and found an audience in Taiwan. We meet Beiguan opera grandmaster Zhuang Jingcai, who has fantastic stories to tell about the rise and fall of the traditional theatre. City volunteers from Malaysia's Sabah held their second free clinic on the nearby island of Gaya. With dental and eye services, checkups and even free haircuts, the team of volunteers managed to help over 900 residents on the island. Put 3 beds together, add in some simple equipment, and a mini dental office is ready for use. Although not much to look at, under the hands of team of personnel, it served its purpose 100 times over.
I've heard people say how painful it is to have a tooth pulled, and so always put it off. But today I'm not scared because these doctors are special. Their service is really great. Today was the first time that I got a tooth pulled, and even though I was scared, it turned out to be not painful. So in the future, I will be willing to get more teeth pulled if necessary.
Of course, I'm happy to be here. Everything is free. If I go to a regular clinic, I would not be happy because I would have to pay for everything. Even just getting there would cost me 15 ringgit.
For these poor villagers, getting a tooth pulled is no small matter. Even transportation to and from the hospital is more than many can afford. To help, city volunteers from Sabah are here for their second free clinic, where they helped 200 villagers with various tooth problems.
For many of them, their teeth have rotted through completely. If you don't help them pull these teeth now or delay the treatment, there's a chance that these rotten teeth will become inflamed. If the inflammation is serious, they will have to go to the hospital to get surgery. We can eliminate a lot of these problems.
In addition to a dental clinic, the clinic also offers participants a chance to see ophthalmologists, gynecologists, general practitioners, get a health checkup, and even get a free haircut. Altogether, 900 people were seen during the half-day clinic.
Wherever there are earthquakes or floods, we take the money you give to help people.
In April, the Secretary of Sabah Department of Social Services and Consumer Protection temporarily put aside her high-ranking job to join the volunteers' ranks.
When you are a guest, everybody come and serve you. But now today you are actually serving the people who really needs your help. People who are sick, they come here because they need treatment, not because they want here for food, but majority of them come here because they are suffering. So people who are suffering, and with us showing kindness, especially with the Chuchi way of showing, it is wonderful.
Bringing with them high-quality medical care and medicine, team of volunteers hope to do their best to remove unnecessary suffering from the community of Gaya and put a smile on the face of every resident. Continuing from the last story, those on Gaya Island who had difficulty going to Tzu Chi's health event received house calls from the medical professionals and volunteers. The doctors found that the majority of elderly people were troubled by eye problems and helped arrange treatments for the more severe cases.
Taking a boat ride to Gaya Island, team of medical staff along with volunteers from Kota Kinabalu are visiting those who are unable to attend Tzu Chi's free clinic.
How come you didn't visit the doctor? Let's go see a doctor now.
The doctor discovered that 60-year-old Grandma Elizabeth is a severe cataract patient and hasn't stepped outside of her house for over 2 years due to her poor vision.
They didn't visit the doctor because they weren't given the chance to, and also no one ever took them to see a doctor.
Without a second thought, medical staff and volunteers right away accompanied the senior couple to Tzu Chi's free clinic site for a more detailed check.
When she came out with us, our ophthalmology doctor had a look and said he plans to help her get rid of the cataract. If we are able to help her get her vision back, at least it will also improve her quality of living.
For someone like me who is already 64 years of age and can only catch a few fish by the sea, my income is limited, and so we can't afford to see a doctor. Thanks to your help, now I don't have to worry about paying all that money to see a doctor.
For the poor residents living on DaAi Island, seeking treatment is a dream many never dared think of. At the NGO's second free clinic on the island, medical staff and volunteers thoughtfully visited those who were unable to attend the event.
Most of the patients are senior residents, and apart from eye problems, they also have other illnesses, such as heart, kidney, skeletal, and eye problems. If they don't get treated earlier, they will be at risk of losing their sight. And if it is heart problems, then they are at risk too.
Team members and volunteers selflessly give themselves in hopes of safeguarding the health of local residents.
U.S. city volunteers also very recently organized a charity clinic in the Mexican city of Leon. Immediately after, volunteers headed straight to the mountains of La Jolla, where they gave out hot meals to impoverished local residents, some of whom also helped with the distribution.
City volunteers from the United States traveled all the way to the city of Leon in Mexico to hold a hot meal distribution for residents living in this remote area. Apart from preparing the meals, volunteers then served the food with sincerity. The love and care of City deeply moved local volunteers who were in charge of preparing the hot meals.
I had goosebumps over me because I'm just too happy. I feel so happy, very, very happy. It was a long way to come, but it's very, very worth it because seeing how all these people is coming from far away to help our people, our Mexican people, people that really needs help, it's very nice. Thank you so much.
Mexico has a population of over 130 million people. The Chinese community is small in comparison, and there are not many Tzu Chi volunteers either. But we are here with sincerity to provide care and comfort to the local residents.
The distribution was held in a local church, and regardless of their different religious backgrounds, everyone prayed together for a world free of disaster. Hand in hand, volunteers and residents were like one big family.
City volunteer Xue Suzhen from central Taiwan used recyclables to create a coin bank that resembled the sacred mountain of Sumeru in Buddhist cosmology. Her piece of art came in very handy in promoting the concept of conservation and sharing in her community.
These are beads, those are some parts and tools, including drills.
Xue Suzhen enjoys doing handicraft work. She used recycled materials to make a coin bank while incorporating Master Zheng Yan's Dharma in her work. The little ants on her coin bank are teaching Buddhism in silence.
My mother-in-law collects these as Master Zheng Yan's charity work started from collecting 50 cents. I thought I could start from making 13 ants, following the master up the mountain, and then adding more ants on the way up, symbolizing that our compassion is growing and expanding.
Dressed in a navy blue uniform at a book club, Xue shares the Dharma of her work. As it is so cleverly made that all volunteers want to have a closer look. Everyone is so inspired by the remarkable work, that they all join in the making of their own coin bank.
等一下我们会让它变得很漂亮。
The concept of eating 80% full is brought to the communities through making the coin banks, while many volunteers share their experiences of practicing the principle.
I can ride on Taichung city buses for free if I take 2 bus rides today, and each ride costs $23. I will then put 46 in my transportation coin bank.
I add warm water to shredded soap and give it a good stir. This then becomes liquid soap. One soap bar can make a bottle of liquid soap, which will save around $300.
Xue was born in Jinmen. When she was a member of the civil defense team, she held a gun to protect the country. Now she uses her hands to promote the concept of helping others.
I start promoting the Master's Dharma for my own community and hope to see more people join us.
By turning recycled materials into coin banks full of Dharma joy, Xue, who grew up in a war zone, loves to contribute to a greater cause.
Tzu Chi volunteers are a familiar presence at the Jingren Orphanage in Zhongli, also in Taiwan, for more than 20 years. Recently, a group of youngsters from Tzu Chi's parent-child class of Taipei's Datong district paid a visit to the orphans, making new friends and learning about the value of sharing love.
Meeting their hosts for the first time, these visiting young bodhisattvas are a bit timid, but fortunately their hosts are encouraging. In no time, the barriers between the two groups of children fall. Seeing the innocent play of the children, the young Tzu Chi ambassadors let go of their fear and are soon feeding or playing with their newfound friends.
The children here always look forward to these visits from Tzu Chi's bodhisattvas, either big or small. They know that when Tzu Chi comes, they'll take time to personally accompany them and give them massages.
Both children and administrators appreciate the visit by these Tzu Chi young ambassadors, who themselves learn how love really does overcome all barriers.
Tzu Chi has entered deep into the mountains of Wuyi County of China's Zhejiang province and empowered local residents to care for the poor. So far, 50 of them have become Tzu Chi members, such as Li Meifang, who donated a housing complex to Tzu Chi to serve as the local retreat. Recently, volunteers from Taiwan visited Wuyi to support the retreat's initiation.
To welcome the Tzu Chi family from Taiwan, Wuyi's local volunteers prepared their specialty, steamed buns. In fact, all of the vegetable dishes include the steamed bun fillings are homemade by the volunteers. The vegetables were harvested at 4 a.m. and they are called carefree veggies. Like what Li Meifang has anticipated, everyone feels right at home when they are here. As Lin donated the 2-story building, others funded the renovation cost. For instance, Tzu Chi volunteer Huang Xueyun sponsored this TV, which has its antenna set up 65 meters high, for everyone to watch DaAi TV.
I want to have a gathering place where people can come together in family-like atmosphere and be happy. Then Wuyi would have more and more volunteers.
Li Meifang is in the cement business. A Buddhist for years, she is now bossy and has become more humble after joining Tzu Chi.
A care recipient was filthy from top to bottom. When I saw a sister trimming his hair, I couldn't hold back my emotion and tears.
Her family fully supports Meifang's effort in Tzu Chi and has also picked up on Tzu Chi's humanity.
I think her temperament has improved and her attitude as well.
We should treasure the blessings in our life.
Put in some effort every day, start from small to big, and help more people.
Ling also motivates her friends to join Tzu Chi, and thus the first get-together is filled with people.
To me, the most touching thing is that Tzu Chi volunteers travel to the toughest places.
The volunteers are not concerned with the filth or hard work. This gives me the biggest impact. I figure if they can do it, then I can do it.
gathering people's love and compassion. The Wuyi Ciji retreat is off to a good start.
Beiguan opera, a type of traditional theatrical performance in Taiwan, can be seen during religious festivals and outside temples. However, martial law and government policies force the arts into hiding. Now, only one Grand Master of the arts remains, and he is doing his best to revive the Beiguan opera.
在我背后最热闹高亢的。
Behind me is a traveling opera performing openly. If you listen carefully, you'll realize it is not a common Taiwanese opera. This is actually a Beiguan opera often seen during religious festivals. Why does it always attract so many seniors in the audience? Let's find out. Beiguan opera spread to Taiwan sometimes around the Qing dynasty. The dialect spoken is based on the official language at the time, which differs from Taiwanese opera. The festive music and instruments of the Beiguan style are unforgettable to its fans.
I've been watching this since I was small.
Those who are on pipes play pipes. Those who are on guns play guns. Unlike nowadays, where a synthesizer is mostly used, these were the real things.
For example, to welcome the arrival of a new deity or a deity's birthday, we would be asked to perform. Back then, we would even perform for someone who had safely survived their mandatory military service, as a way to thank the gods. Or people pray to gods to win the lottery, things like that. There are all kinds of reasons to perform. A performance would start at 8 at night, and it would go on and on until the sun came up, and the show would still not be over.
79-year-old Zhuang Jingcai is the only remaining Beiguan opera grandmaster in Taiwan and has thus won the title of national treasure. It is clear that he is passionate about this traditional art.
When I was getting off the stage, I needed to exit properly, and if I didn't do it right, my old man would smack me with the handle of his broadsword. His reasoning was, since I grew up in a troupe, I need to be able to perform better than the rest. There were many apprentices back then. The Luodong Fulan Association, which I joined, at the time had about 40 to 50 kids alone, who were born in the year of the dog, just like me. So in our association alone, there were more than 50 kids.
Inside the Luodong Fulan Association, plaques of past Beiguan masters are lined up on an altar. However, this traditional art slowly died out due to Taiwan's martial law and the death of Chiang Kai-shek.
During the ghost month of Lunar July, we would be performing everywhere every day. We were overbooked every day. However, the government then dictated that festivals may only be held on the 15th, and then Chiang Kai-shek passed on. So the country was in mourning, and so we couldn't perform. We had to move on to something else.
As the breadwinner of his family, Master Zhuang was forced to become a miner and eventually sold desserts for a living.
At first, I sold soup and noodles, which didn't do too well. So I switched to selling ice, which made a lot. While I was performing, I made 2,500 NT dollars a day. But selling ice, I made over 10,000 a day.
After accumulating enough money from his ice shop, Master Zhuang decided to go back to his true love and founded the Beiguan Hanyang troupe. He vows to continue to perform for as long as he can. As we saw in the last story, Grandmaster of the Beiguan Opera, Zhuang Jingcai's true passion lies in the art, despite his business success. Now Zhuang has got his former partners back and formed the Hanyang troupe to perform the opera. The art master is also passing down the Beiguan tradition through teaching. Taipei National University of the Arts is the only school in Taiwan where one can learn Beiguan opera. Grandmaster Zhuang Jingcai teaches here every week.
I teach 2 plays a year. Yes, 2 plays a year. Before, I taught the Flulu style. Now I'm teaching the Xipi style. But few of my students understand anything about Xipi, so I need to teach them slowly.
Though all of the students are experienced musicians, they cannot decipher the opera's music scores. So first, they must learn to read the scores, learn the beats, and read the lines.
The Beiguan opera is nothing like the music I've heard before, so I thought I would come and give it a try. The music score, the pronunciation, the way it's sung, everything is different.
I need many practice sessions. This is an instrument that I haven't used before. I need some time to get used to it.
Besides teaching, Grandmaster Zhuang has rounded up his former partners and even their children to form the Hanyang troupe, so they may once again promote Beiguan opera. A former partner of Zhuang Jingcai, Master Li Azhi, is responsible for teaching the young actors.
Young actors nowadays are accustomed to learning through reading scripts, but I don't know how to write, so I just recite the lines and another actor writes them down for me.
Master Li is illiterate, but she has memorized many scripts inside her head. To the young folk, they don't understand the so-called official dialect that we use to perform, so I need to translate the lines and make them into scripts.
Backstage, Grandmaster Zhuang helps the band learn to read the old music score and translates them into modern notes.
All these artists have decades of experience. It is very difficult for us to learn all they know in such short amount of time. All we can do is to record and document their knowledge. In the past, the knowledge was passed down orally, but we're trying to put it into writing and also in recordings.
Already, the troupe has a young master in training. Less than 5 years old, Lin Zi'en has already mastered the musical instruments used by the opera.
We are also puzzled as well. When we practiced, he would be following alone, so we got curious and asked him to play a part, and somehow he just learned how to play. We are baffled as well.
Perhaps the young boy is gifted, or maybe it is simply the environment he grew up in. But all the old masters hope there will be more young children like Zi'en who can help keep the arts from vanishing. Klang Toi district in Bangkok, Thailand recently celebrated its first Tsiji Recycling Day. Over 60 residents showed up to support the event. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.